It seems like black officials are the only Republicans who are pushing back against the Florida Department of Education's mandate to be teaching middle schoolers about the personal benefits of slavery. Let's talk about it. Hey, everybody, it's Dr. David. Why am I talking about this? Because as a pediatrician, I am deeply involved in education. And of course, my patients, as well as other students, are impacted by these decisions being made by the Florida Department of Education. And not just black students, but all students can certainly be rather confused, if not dismayed, if they are hearing their teachers tell them that there are personal benefits of slavery. Okay, now to be clear, there are none. There are no benefits to slavery, and just even the fact that I'm continuing this conversation is quite pathetic, but I feel like I have to stand out because of this continuing to be a news story. Now, we are seeing some pushback by Republicans, okay? The only people that we're hearing this from are from black conservatives. Everyone else so far, crickets. Okay. Now, the first GOP critic was U.S. Representative Byron Donalds. Okay. And he is the only black Republican member of the Florida delegation to Congress, Senate, or House of Representatives. And so he's the only one in the Republican Party for them. So now he blew the door open. When he recently posted on social media, and to quote him, the attempts to feature the personal benefits of slavery is wrong and needs to be adjusted. Okay, but then he went on to say, I have faith in the Florida Department of Education and that they will correct this. Now, I know that this rock-rigged conservative is a man of faith, okay? But I really wonder if his faith is being pointed in the wrong direction, or maybe he needs to look elsewhere. Okay, because soon thereafter, the Florida Department of Education Commissioner Manny Diaz said that the state will not change the teaching standards at the behest of a supposedly conservative congressman. Now, I know about this congressman from him being in Florida, and to say that he's a supposed conservative, that's rather insulting to this man. Okay, now the spokesperson for Florida's governor actually said that about this comment from Representative Donalds, that supposed conservatives in the federal government are pushing the false narrative. What false narrative is this representative pushing? It is a terrible thing. This has nothing to do with and shouldn't be part of a curriculum. All right. So, Mr. Donald, again, you be you. I know where you're coming from with this statement, and again, maybe you need to be looking at where your faith lies. Now, also, is the only way that a person can be a conservative is if they are in favor of statements that support the personal benefits of slavery? That's what these Florida officials are really presenting. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Now, the next black conservative to push back that we heard from was U.S. Senator Tim Scott, who's also running for president and for the GOP nomination. Now, Senator Scott said, there is no silver lining in slavery. Slavery was really about separating families, about mutilating humans, and even raping their wives. It was just devastating. Okay? Now, if the next person who stepped up was another U.S. representative, Wesley Hunt, and he's from Texas, and he said, as the direct descendant of a slave, I have a hard time understanding Governor DeSantis's position that transferable skills learned in bondage are somehow a net benefit. He then went on to say, if Ron DeSantis spent more time doing the job the people of Florida elected him to do, and less time on his failing presidential campaign, perhaps Florida's curriculum on slavery would be more accurately reflect the pain and heartbreak experienced by millions who suffered through the original sin. Ouch. Okay. Now, other Republican-led states have followed in Florida's footsteps in all kinds of policies that marginalize, that antagonize underserved and underrepresented populations. And so it really will be interesting to see if other states actually follow this and start changing their curriculum as well. I sure do hope not. I hope that this is the end of it. It's not going to be the end of it for the state of Florida, because as we've heard from the Florida Department of Education chief, they're not going to change it. So I really do hope that the pushback happens in the classroom, that the pushback happens from the parents, that the pushback happens from these middle schoolers, because they're smart enough and old enough to form their own opinion. And hopefully their teachers will allow them the opportunity to express their own feelings about this and to share amongst their friends, amongst their classmates, what they really feel about this policy and the teaching that they're going to be getting. Have a nice day.